Talking about struggling teams, and I mean, the Buffalo Sabres are struggling as well. They started off strong. Here we go again. It's deja vu all over again. 8-1-1 to start the season. Meanwhile, 2 wins in their last 11. Jack Eichel had this to say in the locker room, along the lines of what we've been talking about. Take a listen.
No one's feeling sorry for us right now. We're sure not feeling sorry for ourselves, and we can't. It's too hard of a league. Every night's a test. We have another test against arguably one of the best teams in the league on Thursday, so they're definitely not going to feel sorry for us. We just got to work. I mean, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to, like I said, it comes down to wanting to win and wanting to win your battle and wanting to compete and really just, giving a shit about, the guy next to you. And, we just got to find it in here. No one's going to find it for us other than ourselves. So that's all I got.
Yeah, it's disappointing because you look at this Sabres team and you really can't understand why this slide is happening right now, Jonesy. But it's very similar to what happened last year. So they know how to get through it. They know what it'll take to change it. So why can't they implement that right now?
Yeah, well, they never really got through it last year. They never really recovered after they had that 10-game winning streak, and then they bumped along really the rest of the season from that point. What's concerning in Buffalo is they've had 3 coaches since Jack Eichel arrived. So they've tried different coaches. They've hired and fired. And now they have another guy in Ralph Kruger that looked like he had all the answers when they were winning games. And now they're struggling again. So I appreciate the fact that Jack Eichel's trying to take it upon himself as a leader now on that team to try to change the direction that the team is headed right now. He fought in the last game. It's out of character for him, but clearly he is upset and feeling a certain amount of responsibility for the way that the team is performing. That's a maturity issue. That's something that's, I think, a real positive for Buffalo and gives me hope that they'll come out of this thing. I think he's talented enough to take over a game. I think he's talented enough to control the pace of the game. And that's a rare quality to have. So I think that they're going to figure it out this year. I feel more confident than I did last year. And it's not about the head coach. I think it's about the maturity of their star player in Jack Eichel, and it's his team. He's got to do it.
This is the same old story in Buffalo, isn't it? I mean, it looked so good. Everybody was singing the happy tune, and all of a sudden, here comes that humble pie again, right? Yeah. It's just, and in Buffalo, they've had great fans. I mean, supportive fans forever. But they have to start to get antsy after a while. And there's one factor that really compounds a losing streak, because you hear it from them loud and long after that first mistake and the first goal, and that sets you back. And you really have to be tough to get through that. I can't figure out the night and day change from the Buffalo Sabres. That doesn't make any sense to me. It looked like they were playing too damn well to go into this kind of a funk. But now that they're in it, there's only one thing to do, and that's batten down the hatches and somehow find a way to get through it. And I'm with you. That's a good sign that Eichel's stepped up. And a couple of years ago, he doesn't do this.
Yeah, so I would say improved personnel. And I would think the development of some of their younger stars now in a little bit of a different situation, different point in their careers where I believe they're capable of getting themselves out of this thing. And they do have a talented hockey team with a deep blue line. And the fact that they have such a good young defense, in my eyes, is going to allow them the opportunity to get themselves going. I think it's going to happen relatively quickly.
It's kind of long enough for this podcast now since we're not getting paid at all. Is that right?
Wait, I have another question, though, because you look at Jeff Skinner and the massive contract that he signed, and he was playing with Jack Eichel, and they were dynamic together, but he has since not been playing with Eichel. There's a little bit of concern around that, Jonesy. I mean, would you put those two back together to try and get this team going?
If Skinner deserves it, I would. That's the big question, because Jeff Skinner can be an extremely important player to a team, but when he drifts away and he's not doing the things that Ralph Kruger wants him to do, then he doesn't deserve that opportunity to play with Jack Eichel. So he has to show the head coach that he's going to play the way he has previously, and he was very good last year, but he's got to do it consistently. And there has been holes in his game throughout his career. When he's been good, he's very good. When he has struggled, he struggles. So he's got to find that consistency, and I'm sure that's what the head coach is looking for.
The onus certainly is on a player, but it's on a coach. Now, this guy's been fooling around in the soccer world for a number of years. I'm not saying he doesn't know hockey, but he's got to come back to this world, and this guy is a core player for this team. He has to get him to work. He's got to get him. And I would, for one, I would definitely, players pout. I don't know if Skinner's pouting, but give him the damn puck with Eichel in the middle. I mean, look at the record over the last little while. What was it, 1-6-2
Right.
or
Can't
something?
get any worse.
But if he's doing things that are out of what the team structure
Conversation,
is, right?
Yeah, have a conversation with a guy. Okay, listen, we got to get on the same page here. Here's what I need from you, and usually what that is I need responsible, diligent defensive work from the red line back. You own from the red line going forward. Well, I'll give you the odd blue line turnover because I know you're going to make a good play and we're going to score a goal out of that. But you got to give me this end of the ice because I need that attention to detail because, you may score a goal, but if you're giving up 2 at the other end, we're in trouble. There's got to be some sort of a deal made with the players, and you've got to trust them with responsible duties and give them the freedom to be creative.
And that's one of the challenges when you've changed coaches as frequently as Buffalo has, because he doesn't have the same cachet with Ralph Kruger. He doesn't know him in the same way. He doesn't know that he can trust him after he has a conversation, and the next game he goes out and makes the same mistakes. There's not as much in the bank,
Right.
And you've got to build up that account with the head coach, and that may be part of the issue right now. There's been a lot of change in Buffalo, and a lot of it has happened in a short period of time. So I think that may be some short-term bumps for long-term gains. I think that would be my take on that from Ralph Kruger's perspective, just trying to get more out of that player and getting him back to the level that he's capable of playing without doing something that's outside the structure of the team and what he's coaching to the players on that team.
It'll be interesting to see if any of these 3 teams we've been talking about can turn things around. This is a very crucial time in the season, the Thanksgiving break. Teams, usually it's a good indication, right, at this point in the year, if teams are going to make it or not.
Yeah,
And,
and
time to turn things around for these 3 at least.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was some heavy petting going on with other general managers. Just came back from a general managers meeting. If you're thinking about a coach's change, most managers subscribe to the theory that, you owe them at least one change before you drop the hammer on them. And so I think in all those cities, there was a ridiculous rumor in Calgary that they should entertain offers for Johnny Gaudreau. Put that to bed.
Yeah. Let's simmer down with those rumors.
Yeah.